Welcome everyone to EET1100. So this first video here is just a brief introduction to the topics that we're going to be covering in this course, and then just also some of the things that you should be aware of in this course here. So let's first just kind of give a brief overview of how the course is set up here. So we're going to have assignments / homework, and those you'll have due every week, and they will be basically similar to some of the things we do in the videos, similar to some of the exercises in your textbook, but the purpose of the assignments and homework is to practice concepts discussed in class, or discussed in class, of course, meaning discussed in the videos. These assignments, and you'll see that everything's going to kind of build on each other. We'll have quizzes in this course as well, and these quizzes are going to be based off the assignments / homework. And the one thing I want to emphasize here is that these assignments and homework, these have, due dates, but no time limit. Meaning that if, let's say, there was 10 problems on a homework assignment and you had 30 minutes and you were able to get 5 of them done, you can save your work and come back at a later point and finish up those 5 problems. You still have to remain to be done. Now, of course, there is a due date for those, so you still have to get them all done by the due date, but you don't have to do them all at once. Quizzes, on the other hand, have a due date, but are timed. And that's important because the quizzes, now they will tell you how much time you're allotted for the quiz to do it. So before you start it, you'll be given told, like, okay, you have 30 minutes, or you have an hour, or you have 20, whatever. How much time you're allotted will be clearly visible before you start the quiz. But then once you start the quiz, you have to complete the quiz in that amount of time, and you don't get to save your work and come back at a later point. So when you look to take a quiz, if you're given 30 minutes, obviously you want to make sure that you're budgeting your time to sit down and make sure you have 30 minutes to devote distraction free. I would encourage you to take your quiz. Now, of course, you don't have a specific time that you have to take the quiz. You just have to take it before, obviously, the due date. So these are going to compromise the main 2 things of the course. Now, some of the resources that you'll have to help accomplish this, of course, are the lecture videos. Now, these videos are going to be the primary source of information. You'll hear my voice throughout the semester, or throughout the session. I have recorded all of the videos for this course. That's what we do in the EET program, is we like to have one professor do all the videos for a particular course, but you won't hear mine for every single course. We have other professors that develop other courses. Alright, so you'll have the lecture videos. Of course, these you can watch at any time. And they typically, now this isn't a hard set rule, they're typically somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes. We do that on purpose. I like to try and keep them short. Like, I do my best to try and keep them under 15 minutes. Sometimes they go a little bit longer. depending on the example problems or the concepts we're talking about. But I do that on purpose so you can, get little snippets of the information for the course, so that you can really do this asynchronously. Where if you have an hour, great, you can sit down and watch an hour's worth of videos. But if you only have 20 minutes, you can still sit down and watch a video and still make progress through the course. So it gives you the most options on how you want to proceed through the course. Now, the other thing here is the textbook, of course, that is associated with this course. And I'm going to underline this and put explanation points here. I really encourage you to make sure to read the textbook. And that's because the videos are going to highlight some of the key important information from the textbook material, but other examples, other maybe techniques or nuanced little things are going to be in the textbook for you to get additional knowledge beyond the videos. Now, they are assigned readings, so we do tell you, okay, this week we're going to be on these pages. You won't see me referencing the textbook in the videos though. And the reason I won't be referencing the textbook in the videos is that there are times where we will have to change a textbook for a course. And I don't want to make the videos dependent upon the textbook. But the topics we will cover will be the same as in the textbook, and we will be able to have on the classroom page those things related to the textbook. So this is going to be your primary way of gaining information for the course, but there's a second very important thing I want to point out for this course that we will make use of. Now, we can only make use of this as much as you, the students, want to make use of this, and this is Blackboard Collaborate / discussion boards. Now, you've probably been in a course before where there's been a discussion board, but the Blackboard Collaborate is a key thing here. Even though this is, an online course, whoever is teaching this course will have the ability to meet with you one-on-one or in a group setting. So we can actually still, meet in a group setting. We could say, like, okay, for instance, I might say Thursday at 1 o'clock, we're going to have a group meeting. And you might say, well, I can't meet during that time, and only 2 or 3 students can meet during that time to go over things. But we'll make a recording of that session so everyone will still be able to benefit from it. But this is going to be dependent on, you need to email me and I'll say email the professor, because it's not necessarily going to be me always teaching the course. Email the professor letting them know you want to meet. And I might email you wanting to meet with you, or the other professor might do that as well. We really want to make this course not just where, you have to watch the videos and then you just do some homework. We really want to have this discussion be an open discussion, and so the only way though for us to do that is for you to take an active role in the course, and actively participate as far as if you have questions or if you have a concept or something you would like to see another video on. That's what we need you to do, is to say, hey, I really could use another video. I might say, I might understand this concept, but I'd really like to see one more do this. So this is, I'm going to just star this here. I really want us using this for this course. Now, the other thing I want to encourage you here, this is, I can't force you to do this, but get to know other students in the course. I can't emphasize this enough. The reason is these are going to be students that are all in the EET program, so you'll be taking courses together. In fact, some of you are going to be lab partners potentially in the lab course that's associated with this course. And you'll be taking courses together, so it's nice to have students that you'll know be taking courses together. And also, you're not just going to be taking EET courses. You have to take English courses and, math courses. And you might say, well, hey, you know, I know this person. Let's make it so that we can schedule and let's take the same section of the English course together, because then we can be in the course together and communicate through email and help each other out that way. We really want to make it so that you guys, even through email and through the discussion boards, get to know each other. So the way you're going to do this is through email. Now there is a way that you can just simply email any student, and you can select the student, or you can email a professor. So we're going to do this through email, through the discussion boards, and through Blackboard Collaborate. So I really want to encourage all of you to not just sit back and be a quiet student in the course. We're really going to want to try and the reason I'm saying this is our first EET course that you're taking. So I'm really encouraging us to get going with a good start, a good foundation to the knowledge that we're going to need to get through some of the other courses. Okay, so one last quick thing I want to do here is just kind of summarize some of the information that we're going to be doing here. Week 1, we're going to be covering a lot of material. This first week is kind of intense, honestly. This is kind of a front-loaded course. There's a lot of material that we're going to cover in this course. So we're going to cover basic concepts, like voltage, current, power. We're going to cover Ohm's law. And instead of saying week 1 here, I'm just going to say these are the topics we're going to be covering in the course. Kirchhoff's voltage, and current laws. We're going to talk about max power transfer. Now this is something some of you might already be familiar with. Max power transfer, if you've ever played with audio stuff before, you've often had to do impedance matching. And impedance matching, and that's because you might have speakers that are like 8 ohms or something like that, and you have to do impedance matching, and the whole purpose for that is for max power transfer. So we'll talk about that some more. We'll talk about something called operational amplifiers, which is a very useful circuit. Well, it's a chip, operational amplifiers. They are used prevalently throughout the industry. So operational amplifiers, we'll talk about capacitors and inductors. And then we will finish off by talking about RL and RC circuits. Now, as I said, this is actually a fairly intense course. It doesn't look like there's a lot here, but there is a lot of stuff that we'll go through. My key thing is don't fall behind. Make sure to stay on top of things. Make sure to read the textbook, stay ahead, watch the videos. And it's very easy to fall behind. This course is packed with a lot of information, but this is fundamental information for all of the other courses you're going to be taking. Alright, so we'll end the video here, and then in the next set of videos we'll actually start getting into the material for the course.